Hey, what's up, Andres? How's it going?
How are you, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, my man.
That's right. Your energy is unbeatable, man.
Oh, thank you.
How has it been going?
Good, good. Just been super busy these past couple weeks trying to get these bag orders done with and trying to get some boot reviews done. And
Can you see? Yeah.
oh yeah,
Okay,
I
my
can see you now.
camera is.
I'm working on some bags and trying to get those shipped out. Just a lot. A lot's going on, you know.
I had to work.
Yeah, tons. Unbelievable amount.
That's great.
How about you? How are things going down there for you in Colombia?
Yeah, we have a lot of work too. We are ending the production of the second batch of the boots right now. So we have a lot of work to do. We are finishing the boots, reviewing them. We already, start the first batch of the other ones. And yes, we have a lot of work here. Everything in Colombia it's becoming better. It's okay. Everything is okay. I'm waiting your backpack too.
Yes,
So
yes.
I don't know where it is.
I can't believe that. Like I sent it probably a
A
month ago.
month? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that tracking information. That's really weird because I don't know
Yeah.
what would have happened. Like, do they take stuff when the
It happens to me with a pair of jeans I told you that I bought from Brave Star,
yeah.
and it happens the same. It took like 2 months without any information from our postal services,
Wow,
and the company just say, "Okay, I will refund you the money." That's it.
crazy.
Yeah, I hope the backpack don't get lost
Yes.
because I will be. No, because
Yeah.
our postal services is not like yours. That
Mm,
it is really it is good, but
mm,
our postal service is super bad, man. Super bad. So
gotcha.
we already write many complaints about it, but nobody says anything. Just okay, that's it. That's our service work. And if you want to use it. And if not, it's okay.
Yeah, I have to wonder if somebody just, one of the people working in the shipping just saw it and took it or something, and
You,
then
you can ask them in there, United States. You can call them and say, hey, what's going on with that tracking number? And they say, I don't know, it's in Bogota or I don't know where it's. Because in the tracking website, it looks like it's here in Bogota,
Mhm.
but nobody knows anything about it.
I'm gonna follow up on that because that, oh yeah,
Yes, we don't want to.
it's so crazy. I'll just hand deliver it to you one day when I take a vacation down to Bogota.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just pack my stuff in it and then I'll give it to you when I get
Yeah, that will be better.
there. Yeah, it's probably the only way to make sure it's gonna get there at this point.
Yes, man. That's why we use DHL.
I'm gonna use them next time then for
Oh,
internet.
there is no problem. I hope it will get to my home one day. I
Yeah,
hope,
yes.
but we just have to wait.
Wait and see. Maybe things are still because of COVID slow. Maybe that could be the case.
Just another excuse from them for sure. But
Let's talk about your boots. Your new. I'm gonna try to say it correctly the first time I try to pronounce it. Juanes.
yeah, that's the correct pronunciation.
The Juanes. Okay, and that is
Because
the
here in Colombia, it's funny because everybody says it's Waynes. No, no, it's not Waynes. It's Juanes.
right. I first read it. I'm like Wayne's. Huh, that's an interesting name. And then I thought, oh well, that's. I have to translate it into. I have to pronounce it in the Spanish pronunciation, which would be Juanes.
Yeah.
And so the Juanes is an indigenous group in Colombia, right?
Yeah, it's an indigenous group from Santander. It's a like I don't know how to say. We call it departamento, which is like a state.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yes, Guanes. Yeah, it says that they are south of the Guane, or a South American people that live mainly in the area of Santander and north of Boyacá, both departments of present-day Colombia.
Oh, departments.
Yep. Yep, they were farmers cultivating cotton, pineapple, and other crops, and skilled artisans working in cotton textiles. The Guane lived north of the Chicamocha River, around the Chicamocha Canyon, in an area stretching from Vélez in the south to the capital of Santander, Bucaramanga, in the north. So the word Guane is from the Chibcha language of the people, which means tree or lower part of a leaf or skirt. And
Yeah, that's what we want to keep, like all our traditional culture in the name of our boots. So
yeah,
we want to keep like our culture in this way.
mm-hmm.
So that's we call ones. One is actually it is, but we call it ones.
Okay. Well, thanks for giving us that little backstory, because I think that always adds a lot of depth and appreciation to the nomenclature behind the boot. I think that's awesome.
Yes, it is important, I think, for every product, as you talk with somebody about your backpacks. So the inspiration behind a product or whatever it is, it's important, I guess.
I love the look of those, that nice plain toe. I'm glad you're getting into the plain toe. So what made you guys decide to go that route?
Because many people asked us before launch the Tucano ones.
Mm-hmm.
They ask, hey, when will you launch a plain toe boot? When will be available? Is the Tucano boot available with plain toe? And I was like, no, there is no chance, because the pattern is already designed and called by the artisan, so we cannot change that part of the boot. So we say, okay, let's do a plain toe boot because people want it, and that's why the one is born. Of course, with the inspiration of the American service boot and everything like that. So we decide to go on this way, because we just don't want to go with the same Tucano, but just without cap toe, because it will be not funny at all. So we just want to make a completely new design.
Very nice. Yeah, and I'm looking at it now. It's beautiful, man. And especially, my eye really gets drawn to that salvia.
Yes,
Yeah.
the salvia is pretty cool, man. It's actually a really cool leather from
Yeah.
Mariam. We are very happy with it. To be honest, I never feel a leather like this before. It's not even the same like the waxy you have,
Mm-hmm.
and the Tucano, the first one, is
Yeah.
not similar. I have to send you a pair soon.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
It's not, I mean, it's different, man. It's like no, it's super soft, but at the same time it's super, like, it's waxy, but you can feel the nap of the suede.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, and we really like it. The patina that it will develop, it's pretty nice, because at the first time you see the leather is like a gray color,
Yes.
and with the time it looks like a green one.
Okay.
We really like it, and people really like it, and the salvia color is selling so good.
I know that Truman a few years ago ran a salvia horse rump, and it's like a very light, almost like a mint green color, but there's a lot of gray in there. This particular batch that you're running, it looks like it's got a lot of gray in it. But
Yes,
like you said, as it develops, it'll bring out the greens.
because Mariam said, I mean, Mariam, of course, they are focused mainly on horse rump.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, can we get this this leather in calf? And they say, yes, there is no problem. But of course, the tones that they will use for horse, I guess they are lighter. Say, okay, we want it in the same way, but we want it a little bit darker. So that's why I guess they use a gray color.
They're just beautiful, really
Yeah,
nice.
I have to send you a person.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to get some 4K shots of it, and do like an unboxing and like review them and everything. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Also, we I guess we are improving, not so fast, but in some details like the stitching. We say, okay, no, we have to improve our quality on that part of the boot. So we already improve a lot on that way. So we are very happy to do that.
Awesome.
and it's very important that the customers get a well-made pair of boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Well, they are just super sleek, super sexy. I mean, beautiful curvature along the heel there, just beautiful shape overall. Like, I mean,
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
yeah.
And we already changed that leather, no?
Oh, you did? Okay. You're not.
Yeah, that leather is a chrome tan, it's aniline, and we changed it for a Mariam calf.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So it looks less dressier than the one you have because
Okay.
it is shiny a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
To
This
me,
one's pretty shiny.
it's pretty shiny, and
Yeah.
this one is less shiny, and you can see the wrinkles and scars that the Mariam has on the leathers because it's a beige tan.
Yes,
I
I
don't know if you
see
can
that.
see well.
Yes.
And the feeling is much robust. It's not a thief leather, but it's super soft, but at the same time it's super. I mean, it's like a super robust, super rigid, and it makes the boot looks better, like more less dressier. We don't want that dressier boot, to be honest.
Okay, right. Going for
So
more casual, everyday
yes,
wearing type of a boot. Yeah. Not so much
yeah,
a dressy boot.
there are many dressy boots in the market, and of course many brands that make casual boots, but we don't want to go into the dressier that we already had with the shoes,
Yeah.
but we want a more everyday boot.
Good. I think you guys are nailing this particular style. And yeah,
Yes,
I like the idea of not going so dressy because I hardly ever wear anything dressy myself anymore. So it's all casual for me.
and most of the people is casual right now.
Yeah. There's always like a gradient or a progression from dressy. So like these could easily be worn with a suit, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. These could go either way. It could go with a suit or with like slacks and a
Mm-hmm.
button up, or they could go with denim, you know.
For sure.
Something like that is just
Chinos, it's also work well with chinos.
definitely, mainly because it's not got the work boot,
Mm.
not got like the structured work boot look like the this would be on the other extreme, right?
Oof. Yeah.
This is the Red Wing mock toe, and this is going to be obviously a work boot. There's no way you'd wear anything like that with a suit.
No, for sure not.
So,
But this is the classic Red Wing mock toe because
yeah.
I saw that Red Wing has two types of mock toes. I guess I don't know.
I think they do. I'm not exactly sure.
This one is the expensive one that costs 350, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they have another one that looks to me different and it's cheaper, but I don't know why because it looks a little bit different.
I think what you're talking about is like I think both Red Wing and Thoroughgood do this. They have their heritage lines. Iron Ranger is also going to be part of the heritage line. But then you've got like their work boot lines, which are like
more robust.
Well, they're cheaper. They're a lot cheaper, and they're made with like I think they outsource the production to outside of America, and I think they're just made to be like beaters more or less. Because I have a Red Wing store right down the road from me, and I went in and in the front of the shop they have like the heritage line, but they don't stock any of it. The only thing that they keep stock of is they just keep tons of boxes of their work boots, and they're like 90, 150. Like
really?
Yeah, not super expensive, but they're not like attractive either. They're very clearly work boots. Just
Oh, and why they just keep work boots in the store and not the heritage? The heritage is like the best seller, I guess, from them.
yes, their heritage is popular amongst like hipsters, like guys kind of like me in that are interested in that niche heritage workwear type of boot. But most guys around here, like like the construction workers and the plumbers and the blue collar type guys, they just need work boots. They're not going for looks. They're not going for anything that's going to last. They don't care about the story. They don't care about the heritage. They just want the utilitarian boot. That's all they want. They want the boot for its utility and utility alone, and they prefer it to be cheap. And so that's kind of why both Thoroughgood and Red Wing do that. Maybe other companies do too. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, the Red Wing store by me, it's like 98% of what they have. It's all that construction type boot. I mean, they have the Red Wing, patch on there, but they're not the heritage stuff. Like
they are not made in the USA, right?
Right. I don't think they are. Because yeah, a buddy of mine sent me a link to some thorough goods recently, and I'm looking at them and they're like $150, $180. I'm like, what are these? And they're all just you could just tell they're all just like factory made. No.
You are like you are disturbed. Like no way.
Like, don't buy those. Come on, don't buy those.
The heritage boots from Red Wing are a stock boot, or they are just made to order normally?
I think that they do stock them. They definitely stock them online. You could get Red Wings on Amazon, for example.
Okay.
Like Amazon.
The heritage? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can get the Iron Ranger, the Copper Rough and Tough. You could get like almost any. Last time I checked, anyway, they had it all in stock on Amazon. So that was
really.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same price?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like around 300, 350, but brand new. I mean, so that's pretty good. I think they know that the Iron Ranger is a super popular model, and so they keep it stocked in as many places as they can. So, but it's just going to depend on location. Like where I'm at. I'm right outside of a city, but it's not like the Red Wing stores are going to be selling predominantly heritage workwear. They're going to be selling more of the utilitarian work boots.
Yes.
So,
of course.
Yeah, so that's kind of why that happens like that. And from what I can tell, it's hard to keep like a shop running that sells boots like this, like the heritage boots. There was an Alden shop in Baltimore for a few years, and they closed up a couple years ago. It's because it's just hard to keep a shop like that.
Yeah, it is. Even in your country, it's hard because you guys have like a high-end shoe culture, so it's pretty fun that they can't keep that kind of stores, no?
Yeah, definitely. It's a tough thing to do. Having any brick and mortar store nowadays is so hard. That's why like any
brick and mortar is in a store.
Oh, that is a store. Yeah, brick and mortar Seattle, they call it. It's an Alden shop. But
okay.
Yeah, but when I say brick and mortar, I just mean like a physical store.
Okay.
Like because you have to pay rent, you have to pay overhead for a real store. Whereas like
I know.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you that. Is it expensive leasing that space where you're at in Bogota?
It is expensive, kind of. We were located. We are located in the main commercial. I don't know how to say it, like in the main market, commercial market in Bogota. So the rent, of course, is expensive. For example, we are in a second floor. So to me, it's expensive if you are in the second floor to pay that prices. If you were in first floor, okay, you say, okay, it's not expensive because it's a lot of traffic, people walking around. But for a second floor, I guess it's expensive. We pay around, ¿cuánto es? $1,200? Okay, like $1,500. Here, I know for you guys, it's not like, it's cheap. It's nothing. But
yeah.
Here is, for rent, is not cheap.
Right. No, yeah, that's pretty good for like a main commercial center area. At our local mall, I think I saw like some of the leases that some of these shops have. It's like 10-15 grand a month, depending on
for sure.
Here
is the same. If you go to get a store in a mall, a main mall, you can go to 20,000, 50,000, depending the location. Yeah, it's expensive.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but only the big ones like fashion groups like Zara or something like that can pay that those amounts.
There's a really ritzy high-end shopping area kind of near me. It's like an hour drive. It's called Tyson's Corner, and they have like Bulgari. They have an Omega shop. They have a real Ralph Lauren,
real, a real one.
like a real one. Not because like we have a at my local mall. They have a Ralph Lauren polo shop, and it's like it's not the real Ralph Lauren. You know, like the real Ralph Lauren. You walk in and you see their leather jacket on the wall. It's $5,000, and you see the briefcase, and it's you know
5,000. Wow.
There's like you'll see a suit on the wall. It's like $8,000. You know, it's like too rich for my blood. That's for sure.
There is customers for that kind of fashion.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So it's like a Fifth Avenue in New York, right?
Yeah, exactly like that. When I used to live in Hawaii, I lived right off.
You live in Hawaii?
Yeah, for about a year, and I lived one street removed from Waikiki, and Waikiki is just it's just a street full of luxury shops. It's just everything. Salvatore Ferragamo, Coach, Gucci, Hermes. Yeah, so expensive. And yeah, I used to walk in there and just look at the stuff and
make some purchases.
No, I bought my first Omega on that street, actually. It was
but this is different.
Yeah. And it was pre-owned. It was my Omega Speedmaster. I got it for I think like $1,500, which was a really
15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like full price is like 3,500 or probably 4,500 now, but it was
45.
Yeah. And so I walked out of there. That was the only purchase I ever made on that street, though. It was a good investment. I still have it. I've still never needed to service it. I've had it over 10 years now, so it's been a fantastic watch. You know, I bought this Omega Planet Ocean as well, Seamaster Planet Ocean.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a beauty. I love that case, but
yeah, I bought that when I was out there.
It has the helium valve in there. This is the helium valve.
Yeah, it does right here.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yes, helium escape valve. I use it at least once a week, you know, for that.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
The helium escape valve is kind of a gimmick because nobody's gonna dive 2,000 feet beneath the water and then need to use it. You know,
you already dive with it.
I do like light diving, like scuba.
The pool.
Yeah, the pool. The helium escape valve is in case you dive so deep.
Yeah.
Beneath the water that if you come up, you could crack the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to undo that.
Yeah, but for sure. There are like special brands that make. I know Omega is for that purpose, but due to the price, there are many other brands that makes dive watches that you can go and dive without any risk of lose a lot of money.
That's true. Yeah. If I was really going to do something like that, I would just take a digital watch that.
Yeah, something like that.
So you recently acquired those Mariam Tannery leathers.
Yeah.
What was that like? How many options did they have for you? And was it easy to work with them? And
they have a lot of leather options, man. But of course, due to the price, we can't. We cannot. We don't want to get those high price leathers because there are many. Well-known brands that already have those kind of leathers, and the prices will increase a lot. So we just want to keep our prices, and but with the same quality leathers that the other brands. So that's why we decide to go with calf instead of horse, because of course horse is expensive than calf leather. And even the Cordovan, they have an amazing Cordovan. Oof, beautiful Cordovan. So that's why we decide to go with the calf, and they also have kangaroo. But we don't want to get in that market right now. For now, we just want to keep with the calf. In the future, for sure, we are going to add some maybe horse rumps or I don't know, maybe Cordovan or something like that. But yeah, that's why we decide to go with them, because the idea is to improve our quality and to offer more like environmentally product to the customer. We already use like a beige tan, insoles, midsoles, heel blocks. So we say, okay, why not to use a beige tan upper for the boots, and that's why we start to work with Marianne. Actually, we have 3 new letters from them. Okay, right now we are offering the salvia burgundy and the black one, and we are working on 2 more colors, but we are like in the way. So we have the burgundy, which is really cool too. It's in the same way of the salvia. It's a wax reversed calf. It's pretty cool too. Oh, we already add a gusset tongue, you know?
Oh, is that new?
Yeah. We want to to offer different. You don't have gusset tongue. No.
Yeah, not on my end. It's not gusseted.
No, it is not. It's not gusset. So we have here.
Wow, that's fully gusseted. Wow, that looks great.
Yes, it's not easy to do. It's pretty hard. That we want to make a like heavy duty. I mean, not heavy duty, like a casual heavy duty work. So the gusset tongue helps to prevent the dust, sun moisture, and also it prevents the tongue sleep. So that's why we decide to go with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, actually, I have had, believe it or not, like on your boots, 0 tongue slip on these. These are,
oh, really?
Yeah, the tongues they hold up perfectly because they're perfectly positioned, and they're lined as well. Like one pair that I had terrible tongue slip on were these Alden Roy boots. These tongues were a nightmare. These things freaking every single shot, the tongue was like off to the side like this. So I had my cobbler stitch that in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's not going anywhere now. But
yeah, it's a really good choice to do.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, your tongues have been phenomenal. They haven't shifted at all. They really hold their place really well. I think it's because of that party on the inside lining right there holds it in place. So
it could helps.
Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty cool that you don't have to, because I had that problem. I don't know if you remember. I had the tongue slip in my first pair, actually, because it was the test, and maybe it was something wrong in the construction. I guess in the sewing stage, I guess we did something wrong. But after improving the stitchings and everything like that, I don't have more tongue slip in the ones that I have.
That's always good to know that your product is holding up in those areas. So
yeah, it's important, man, especially for that market, that you have a lot of choices.
Right. And there's so many customers in our community that they're very discerning. They're very sort of picky about things, and yeah. So any little
super
thing,
picky.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed on how picky you guys can be.
Yeah. It's impressive. Sometimes I'm impressed by it too. I'm like, whoa. Like I talked to my friends, Dave, Boots of Managed Leather. Oh yeah, the Vintage Future. And then my other friend, Jimmy at Nerdin with Boots, Trinity Handmade. Jimmy actually, he started recently experimenting around with doing his own resoles. And so he's resold a couple of his own boots already. He wanted to change something. He's like, well, I'm just going to do it myself. And he just did it. It's like, that's pretty amazing.
It's the best way to get what you want.
Right.
Do it by yourself.
You want to do something right, do it yourself,
Yes, that's true.
It is so true. It's like this thing, this shoulder harness thing that I made.
Wow.
For myself.
It looks like where you put your guns and go outside.
Yeah, exactly. Like my wife is having me make one for my father-in-law, so it's going to be a surprise for him. But the whole reason I made this was because I didn't see anything like this on the market at all. And so I just had to design my own, and I, basically made my own, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now there's some design flaws with it that I'll probably change, but for the most part, it's,
It's pretty cool. It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I don't use it for anything.
But it's functional.
Yeah, it's functional. Literally never used it once.
But it's pretty fun that you guys, for example, in your case, that you just, I mean, you have the ability to do something like that, because there is not common that people just go and say, okay, I'm going to buy a harness, or I'm going to buy a backpack made of leather. So
Yeah,
it's pretty nice. I really, really like that.
it is nice to get into leather work. Like it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm just a hobbyist at this point, but I really love it. I really enjoy it. Believe it or not, like I just have people DMing me left and right with new like projects they want to see developed. They want to have me like work on for them. I had one guy recently, he reached out to me. He wants me to make him some leather insoles. I'm like, I could try. Let's see how it goes.
Yes, of course. But what kind of leather insoles?
I'm just gonna use it. Well, it's actually for his wife. And actually, I'm just gonna take this thick piece of veg tan that I have.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna trace something onto that and then cut it out. And then I'll probably sand it.
Yeah, for sure. You have to.
Yeah, to get it round.
Not on the grain.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't.
I'll just trace something. I'll cut it out, and I'll sand the edges, and then we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it fits her shoe.
Do you have the sizes and measurements?
Yeah, he sent me the screenshots of like the insole that he's trying to replace, and so I'll give it my best.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's humbling in a lot of ways for people to ask me to make them stuff, because I mean, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of stuff that people want that just isn't being sold anywhere. Like like this strap harness, you could get like really cheap crappy ones online. Like they're just like costume pieces. Or like Galco, they sell shoulder holsters for guns, and those things are their shoulder holsters are like $400, and they're not even like, in my opinion, they're not even like super nice. They're okay, but
in leather.
Yeah, they're leather, but they don't name what kind of leather it is, and it's kind of like they're probably just using any leather.
For sure,
they're not.
It's a brand,
Yeah, it's a brand, and they're catering to gun enthusiasts, not leather enthusiasts, which is my problem. It's like, okay, so they designed this for somebody who wants to carry a gun, right?
And they don't care about the leather. They don't care about the quality.
Right. They're not going to care. They're just going to say it's leather. They don't care what kind of leather. Whereas that's where I take issue, because I want to know what kind of leather it is.
Yeah, because you already know what kind. You already know about leather culture.
Right. Right. Exactly it. I want something that my boots are made out of. I want the same material in the other things that I carry around. So
it's amazing. Because most of the customers just say, okay, it's leather. But no, come on. There are many kinds of leathers, type of leathers, qualities, selections. It is not just leather. And that's the problem that our Colombian customers have. They say, for example, if you compare, for example, this pair of boots with another cheap pair of boots made of leather, they say, okay, why your boots are so expensive if these ones are made out of leather too? And I was like, okay, it's too much information. If you don't want to buy them, it's okay, no worries. I'm not going to explain.
Exactly. Well, and that's partly why these discussions help so much, is that they'll deeper people's understanding and appreciation for what goes into it. Because I agree, like today with the internet, we have the ability to communicate the full picture of the product. We don't just have to rely on somebody walking into a store and looking at it anymore and deciding if they want it, not knowing anything, literally nothing about it. Now it's like we can explain ourselves, explain the products, explain the thought process the materials, why we chose what we chose along the way. And from there, it really not only educates the customer, but it'll make sure that they have a better understanding of what they're getting before they get it. That's the best.
I mean, that's what the brands are doing right now. Like the small ones, they are like explaining, because the big ones are just, for example, I don't know, for example, Alden or Allen Edmonds do that kind of things. But for example, they say, okay, it's leather, okay, the type of leather, Goodyear welded, and that's it. But many other brands are like, okay, it's this kind of leather, it has, I don't know, leather heat counter, leather insole. So as you say, this is very important for customer education.
They have to know what they're getting into. I think that's one of the most important things, because it creates enthusiasm too. It makes them happy about what they're getting. It doesn't just feel like a purchase. It feels like they're almost inheriting something, in a lot of ways, like they're getting something special. I think that's what's really important. What kind of direction do you see your boots going in the next drop? Do you have any new, like, exciting colors that you're maybe going to run?
The idea is to start to adding some new colors instead of new models all the time. So the idea in the short time is to keep the same models that we are going to manufacture, but with adding some new leathers from many tanneries, textures, I don't know, tannage. But the main one, the main goal that we are going to, that will be vegetable tan, because the whole environmental thing and everything like that. But the idea is keep going with new leathers, keep going with new colors. We are going to release some new models this year. We are going to keep these 3 models for this year and start to add new colors.
Very cool. You thinking about doing like a wingtip or anything like that?
No, actually, we are working on a Chelsea boot.
Oh, a Chelsea.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can see you guys doing a Chelsea. You guys would make a killer Chelsea using this last that you guys use.
We have some samples, but Chelsea boots. I don't know. You don't use Chelsea, right?
I have some. They're not my like everyday go-to, but I do love them. Yeah, Yes, I have 2 from J. Crew.
All right. But these ones are dressier, I guess.
Yeah, they're definitely dressier. And so I have those 2, and then I have some Grantstone Chelseas, which are super nice in black.
Oh, the Grantstone Chelseas are beautiful.
Yeah, black Annonay calf from the French Annonay tannery.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. Super supple. Shine up nice.
Calf from Annonay. Wow.
Is that a tannery that you guys have looked at?
We had some samples with them, but the problem is the quantities. It's almost like Seidel.
Oh.
Grandson can get those quantities for sure.
Right.
At the moment.
But you're saying like they want you to basically order like probably what, like 50 sides or something like that?
Oof, they asked for, I don't remember, 2,500 square feet, which is like 700 square meters. It's a lot.
It sounds like they basically want you to order like 20 sides, probably at least.
I guess more. Because you can do like 3,000 pairs. It depends the size of the height, of course,
Yes. Each side that I buy is typically 25 square foot. So if they wanted you to order
25?
Yeah, 25. So if they want you to order 2,500 square feet, then that would be 100 sides, basically, is what they want you to buy. That's crazy. That is insane.
It's a lot. Yeah, but for those big, huge brands, I guess they can build 3,000 pairs in 3 days, 1 week, at least. So, but to us, it's a lot right now.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot. I mean, wow. Well, the good news is like
Yes.
you know, Stead, I think you can order,
Oh yeah.
like they make it pretty easy from what I know to order Stead leathers. You just basically have to email them, I think, and they'll send
Charles?
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. At the beginning, when we start to manufacture the boots, of course, we can handle their quantities, but now we can handle their quantities
Yes.
because they are actually it's not too much. It's very very affordable right now.
That's good. Stead is, from what I can tell, they're pretty good with like making themselves accessible, which is important.
Yeah, you already know that you are working with leather, the prices
Yeah.
and the quantities.
Yes. Yeah. I lucked out with Seidel. They hooked me up with 20 sides of double shot. And I want to say it was like $3,000 total that I paid for it all. That's going to last me a year at least a year, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm stocked like right now. I could make the ox blood. Yeah, I could grab some.
You can sell me some heights. What is the thickness?
Oh, it's this is, I think, 5.5 ounces. Actually, give me a.
So
I bought this thing recently.
okay.
It helps you measure the thickness. So let me put on my monocle here. 5.75 ounces. Okay. So almost 6 ounce leather. Pretty thick. I mean,
six. Yes, 2.2, 2.4 millimeters. Yeah. Okay. You know, Mariam and everything, and European tanneries works with millimeters, and American ones work with ounces. You guys work with 5, 6. Nix works with 7, 8 ounces. Yes. Which is like almost 3 millimeters.
Yeah, it's thick. It is thick.
Super thick. Definitely. Okay, and how many heights do you use for one backpack? For example, the one you sent me that it's lost right now.
Yes. That would have taken up about half of a full side. So
Seidel sell you full heights or half?
Yeah, they send me the full sides. So I could basically make one full bag out of half a side. So basically I got 20 sides. I could make 40 bags out of that approximately, depending on how good the material is and how much I have to discard. But most of it's all usable. I can make probably 40 bags out of that. I think there's about 7 or 8 square foot of leather in each bag. So at least.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a good amount, but actually let me grab this stuff, because Jimmy actually, he ordered some Wicket and Craig Latigo natural, and I think it's like super thick. It's like 8 ounces. Let me grab it. Oh, yeah. Jimmy ordered this and he realized he didn't need it, so I bought it off of him. And it's like, this stuff is,
wow.
It's armor. It's like,
I mean, it's not like a beige leather for insoles or something like that. No.
It might be, actually. Yeah, it's 8.5 ounces.
Wow. Yeah, 3.3 point something millimeters.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's so thick.
And but he made the kilties, right?
Yes, he was making kilties.
Okay. It's perfect.
Yes. And actually, so that's a little update that I could share right now, because him and I were just talking yesterday. He's actually passing off the kiltie making to me. So I'm going to be making them moving forward.
Why?
He just wants more time to spend with his family. He's got like a really booming tattoo business. And he knows that I'm trying to get my Dale's Leatherworks up and running. And he knows how labor intensive my bags are. Like each bag takes 40 hours of pure work, like pure.
You sew it by hand or you use a machine?
I stitch it by hand. Yep. Everything by hand. So like there's no shortcuts for me. And he's saying that like his kilties, they're easy to make, they're easy to sell. I need something that's like that, that's like easy, that I could streamline, because the bags are just, oh, they're just like, if I really turn this into a business, I'll be able to make 2 bags a month basically at the rate that I
Yeah,
can.
for sure.
Yeah, they just take forever. I think he saw that I'm sort of struggling to get the bags completed, and that I could use like an easier item that I could sell. And the kilties are like perfect, because he's already sent me a few tutorials and some stuff for how to make them. And so I'm just gonna start making them in his place. So I'll be ordering the leathers, and then probably doing monthly makeups and taking orders on a monthly basis and shipping them out. So that'll be a good streamlined way to like keep some capital coming in, and make it a little easier for me to, afford more leather to make more bags out of, and just to keep the process going. So
and Wicked and Crate ask for many quantities, because, or no?
No, he just ordered 2 sides of it, and I paid him for the 2 sides.
It's great because they don't ask, because Wicked and Crate, it's a huge tannery, very famous.
Yeah,
and they can sell small quantities.
Based on their present business model, from what I can tell, I think they can sell off individual sides like this. So that's good. That's great. Yeah,
it is.
I appreciate that, because I don't have space. Well, I don't have space for 50 sides of leather.
Yes.
In
fact, they weigh a lot.
They weigh a lot. Yeah. I could only house about 10 sides in my workbench alone. And then, so off in my corner, I have probably another 15 sides over in the corner, just stashed all over the place. Cause I just don't have anywhere to put it. So I need to sell a lot of this stuff off before I can replenish.
You need a small, like, workshop.
Yeah. That's essentially what my entire basement has turned into. How about you? How do you guys keep your leather? Where are your boots?
We have a small, like, warehouse in my house. So like it's like a basement where we storage all the leathers, all the last, all the soles, everything we storage in my house in the basement. But we keep it without light. It's not like the darkness. I don't know how to say.
Like in an unlit area.
Yeah, it's important to keep the leather
like unlit in sort of like a dark place where if light and sun is beating on it, it'll lighten up, right?
Yeah, it will burn the leather. The sunlight will burn the leather.
Yes, that's true. Actually, what's funny is I have all these scraps that like I won't be able to use this for anything. And so what I do is I take all these scraps and I just kind of chuck them into my backyard so that they're outside. And some of it looks crazy now. Like some of it looks the same, and they've just been baking in the sun and in the elements for some of it over a year now, probably many months. Some of it sat out there during the winter. Some of it sat out there, got rained on, got snowed on, got the sun beating on it. Some of it looks so crazy now, like the green. So this is blue Gen X leather.
Okay.
But I left some green Gen X out there, and it's gotten hard. It's gotten harder and like browner, but it still looks great. Like,
yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks
but awesome. the sun burns the heights.
Yes.
For example, if you keep your boots, I don't know, in for example, in store, in the showcase, where the sunlight goes through directly their boots. For example, if you leave a black one, it will turn purple with the time. No matter what kind of leather. For example, if you leave a box cal from Anonai, it will turn purple.
Awesome.
Yes, it's pretty cool, but if you are wearing them. But it's not cool if you are trying to sell them.
Right, that's true.
Yes, so you have to take care of your leather in your house, keeping in the unlight place, especially the one, for example, that Wicked and Crate you have, or for example, the one that we use for the heels and midsoles, which is veg tan. You should keep it covered with a black plastic bag to avoid any kind of lights, because it will turn like red.
I have some veg tan that is basically like this, like an off-white veg tan. And I made a little coin pouch out of it. It was like one of my first leather projects. And I've left it outside for many, many months. And now it's like almost an orange color. It actually looks more like this now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super like dark, and it's crispy too, because it will like cooked in the sun. So,
it's beautiful, but that's the beauty of the leather.
Yes.
Articles, in my opinion.
I agree. That's what I love about it. It's so cool, like to see what happens with it over time.
Yeah, you already know about leathers a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I'm learning. I wouldn't say I know a lot yet. Talking to Phil at Ashland Leather, he says sometimes you got to be careful, because if you live in like a desert climate, like Nevada, in the summers, it gets to 120 degrees and it's super arid and dry out in the Nevada desert, the Mojave.
Wow.
Yeah, and he said you got to be careful, because you could cook your leather. It'll turn into a potato chip, essentially. So actually, I did a real boot talk with Take O just this last week, and he was telling me about life in Australia, and that was so interesting. What's life like in Colombia? Is there like a lot of good, like, I could only imagine there's probably a lot of good nature to see there, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of natural. The government turned now the names like natural parks. They are huge amounts of land. I mean, forest, parks. It's beautiful. The nature, animals. We have a lot of natural parks to go and hike and walk away. It's beautiful. We have a lot of not dangerous animals like in Australia, stay safe. But we have many animals, beautiful ones.
What kind of animals do you have down there? Do you have any sloths, perezosos?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, we have perezosos. What is the name in English?
Sloths.
Sloths?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. We have parrots. We have bears. We have glass bears. I don't know how to say that name in English. It's called, in Spanish, is oso de anteojos.
Oso de
anteojos.
Spectacled bear. Is it a bear?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen one of those before.
What's the name in English?
Yeah, they call it the spectacled bear.
Spectacled bear. Okay.
Bear, yeah. I guess because it has like a
yeah, it has like a
spots.
Like a, like something around. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful animal.
It is. Also the anteojos.
Yeah, we have a lot of nature here. We have a lot of pumas. We have tigrillos. I don't know what's the name.
A tigrillo is an ocelot.
Oh, okay.
Like a cat?
Yeah.
Wow.
We have puma too. I guess we have pumas.
Very cool.
We have a lot of nature here. It's beautiful. Our country is very beautiful. You have to come here.
I'd love to come there one day. Yes. Once things open back up, we'll take a trip.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You are always welcome in.
Oh, thanks, my man. I look forward to that. Yeah, we'll have to do that one of these days. Take a trip down to Colombia. I'll bring my Tucano boots. And, we can run. We can let the osos de anteojos.
They are not easy to find right now, because all the people is walking around parks, so they are going try to be to hide in the nature, because there are many, not many, but years ago, they were we had, I don't know how to say the guys to shoot to the animals, hunters.
Yeah, poachers, the
Yeah.
hunters that would go poach. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
that's too bad.
They hide into the nature.
Who could blame them? My wife has an obsession with sloths, and I also follow like a lot of sloth accounts on Instagram. So, our plan one day is maybe to open up a sloth preserve, a sloth sanctuary where we just rehabilitate sloths that were injured.
All right. It's a beautiful animal.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're so cool. It's so crazy. Like, how did nature produce these things? They're like just the laziest creatures.
Super, super lazy.
Yeah, and they move so slow. It's like, how did any of them survive for any length of time? It's just beyond me that.
There is many countries that sell them in the black market. We have some bad guys here that go into the forest and take them to the black market. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, the perezoso, they're pretty cool, but I heard that like if you're gonna have one as a pet, you need to get like a special exotic. You need to find an exotic veterinarian that understands how to treat the sloth, because they grow all sorts of weird fungus in their fur, because they move so slow that all these really weird like microbes and funguses emerge in their fur, and it like you have to know how to treat that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it will be better if they keep in the jungle.
Yeah, just keep them in the jungle because they're wild animals.
Yes, it will be better.
Do you wear your Bordon boots on
Yes.
like hikes and stuff?
Yes, all the time. But actually, today I'm wearing the new Chelsea. I mean, the sample.
Oh,
So
cool.
let me show you. But it's just a sample.
Yeah.
Because we are not getting the shape we want right now.
Wow, that looks awesome. Beautiful.
So the shape that we are trying to find it's not done yet.
Uh-huh.
So we want, I mean, the same shape, but this part of the cane to me in Chelsea, it's very important. You know, that part. So you don't, I mean, for example, I don't want like a Chelsea boot that when you wear them, your denim or your cuff, I don't know how to say your cuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go over that part of the cane. I like that the cane go all the way down over the upper this part of the boot. So design and get this cane shape. It's pretty difficult. So we are working on it. Until we get them, we are going to release them. But until now, no.
Those look really good.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah,
I really like it.
For sure. Do you know what colors you guys are going to run in it? So that's a black pair, right?
No, it's waxy, the one you have.
Oh,
the dark one.
The dark brown waxy.
You have the dark brown?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same.
Okay. Yes. Awesome.
It's the same.
I'm excited. I think your last will work really good with that Chelsea. And especially if you run it in like the salvia and the burgundy calf, and that'll be nice. That'll be
yes. We are going to launch them in the salvia, burgundy, black, the two dark brown, the two brownish colors we have, and we are working on some new leathers, also from Mariam. But we are testing them out because they are too thin. So when the needle of the machine to make the stitch down construction, the leather is too thin that the needle breaks the leather. So we have to figure out.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that's a perfect topic, because I'm talking to a real Colombian to talk about chocolate, because chocolate I eat it every day. It's really good for longevity. It's really good for brain, mental health. It's a natural mood booster. It contains therapeutic amounts of magnesium. It's a very powerful antioxidant, and it contains black pigments, which are the black pigment in nature. The pigment itself represents longevity, and that's why like centenarians across the world, they all have one thing in common: they all eat chocolate, essentially. So you guys have the cacao that grows down there, right?
Yeah, actually, my my grandfather has cacao in his farm.
What?
Yeah, and he cultivates the cacao, and he makes like it's pretty artisan. It's pretty I don't know how to say artisanal or
Artisanal?
artisanal. So he makes he processes all the cacao in the farm. It's very rustic process. You just get the fruit and peel it off and start to dry under the sunlight for weeks, and then you start to grind them. You grind the cacao by hand, and then you get the chocolate. Once you grind the cacao, you get the chocolate, and he makes like small bowls of cacao. It's it's beautiful, and its flavor is very strong because it's natural. So instead of, for example, in our family, instead of use chocolate from the big companies, we use the chocolate that my grandfather cultivates on his farm.
That's incredible. I've never met anybody that even knew anybody that grew their own chocolate. So like, thank you for sharing that with us, because chocolate is such a big part of my life. It's a really important food. You know, a lot of Americans, they see it as just like a candy or a snack or a dessert or something, but it's a superfood. You know, cacao is a superfood. And in fact, I consider it a crucial part of my diet.
But I think it depends on the kind of chocolate you are using or eating, because, for example, the cacao you use it's almost natural. The candies use a lot of percentage of sugar and milk.
Right.
So they reduce the cacao percentage, and it will convert in a candy, almost in a candy, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that's one thing is like the candy industry, they're using really low grade, low quality cacao to begin with, the cheapest stuff, and then they're just loading it full of sugar, loading it full of waxes and preservatives and guar gum and all kinds of junk.
Look at your face. Yeah, and it's not the same.
Yes, it's
the
not
flavor is not the same.
Right. But one thing that's kind of funny to me is the flavor profile of cacao is so complex that the food industry can't synthetically duplicate it. So as much as it pains them to use real cacao in their candy, they have to. They still, even as you know, because they can artificially duplicate like grape, apple, peach, strawberry.
But it's not the same. I mean,
right?
It's just the name.
Mm-hmm. It's a synthetic flavoring, but with cacao is so complex of a flavor profile that they can't duplicate it. They can't even come close. And so they still have to use real cacao, which is funny. So even the unhealthiest of chocolates still has some health benefit to it because it still contains cacao solids, cocoa solids. Yeah, there's such a legend, such a lore behind chocolate. And I don't talk about health much on my channel, but it is very much like a big part of my life. I love, you know, I love studying about it. I love eating. I love all of it. And so that's really cool. I can't believe we didn't bring that up during our last boot talk, was the chocolate subject, because I'm obsessed with chocolate.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I used to buy like the raw cacao bean itself.
Okay.
You can eat it. It's like, have you ever? I'm sure you've seen it before because your grandpa grows it.
We eat the fruit.
Awesome.
So once you break the cacao fruit, it has like a white balls. So you eat that white like a white cotton.
Yeah.
And once you eat it, then the seal? No, the
seed or the kernel. Maybe you're talking about the kernel.
Maybe, yeah.
But
so that once you eat the fruit, that's the chocolate, the small.
Okay. Okay.
But it has a process. You have to let it dry.
The stuff that I bought, the cacao beans itself, they were like black, and you could break them open, and
Oh,
they would have like little hints of like purple in it, and like even silver. It was like the craziest. And you eat it, and it's like so bitter, but it's so good for, it's so healthy. It is the one of the healthiest things you can eat. It's unprocessed cacao. It is like straight cacao to your system. No frills. Like, I could only eat one or two a day. That's how powerful they are, you know.
oh,
Such a strong.
really?
Yeah.
But it's natural product.
Yeah, it's natural. Yeah, you can buy it. I've bought it on Amazon before. Yeah, it's just, you could buy the cacao bean, and it's roasted like you said. They're dried out, desiccated, roasted.
Okay, let me search. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. The whole bean.
You see? Yeah, you
Yeah.
eat the white cotton that I cook,
Yes.
and then it turns in the bean. And you have, if you want to make chocolate, you have to dry it and then grind them. You have
Okay.
to grind.
So good. So good. The best.
You're a chocolate aficionado, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, like I said, thanks to you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't have had chocolate. The world wouldn't have chocolate if it weren't for Colombia, you know. So
Yeah, we export. I guess we export a lot of cacao. I guess.
yeah, I think it originated. I think the Aztec and the Maya used to cultivate that, and it was like one of their sacred drinks, you know. Yeah, it's literally a miracle food.
Have you ever tried it? I mean, you drink chocolate or not?
Oh, drink it. Yeah. Hmm.
And have you ever put cheese inside?
No.
Just try it.
Okay.
Go to the grocery stores and buy some cheese. But I mean, the cheese that can melt with,
Okay.
I mean, with a hot drink. Make your chocolate and put some cheese inside and try it, and then you will tell me. It's delicious.
I'll let you know. I'll look up a Colombian recipe for that, and I'll give it a shot.
Yes.
I take the cacao powder and I put it in my smoothies. It's raw cacao powder, 100% cacao, organic, and I'll take a big scoop of it and I'll throw it into my fruit smoothies, like with blueberry, typically acai. I whenever I make a smoothie, I usually make an acai smoothie. Are you familiar with acai? It's
No.
it's a purple berry from Brazil. It looks like a blueberry, but it's not. It looks like it, but it's actually 90% or 95% pit. And so when you're eating acai, you're actually only eating the skin. And in the blueberry, the most nutritious part is the skin. And so when you eat acai, it's only skin that you're really eating. There's no fruit on the inside. And so, yeah, so I'll make an acai smoothie, super dense nutrition. And then you throw in the cacao with that, and oh, that'll blow your mind.
And you kill it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it before.
It grows down in the Amazon.
It looks like what is the name of cereza?
Cereza. Oh, that's like a type of cherry, right?
Type of cherry.
Yes. Well, it's got a perfect balance of omega 3, 6, and 9 in just the right ratio too. That's incredibly healthy. See, a lot of people, they're getting their omegas, but not in the right ratio, because you need the right ratio. It needs to be mostly 3, then 6, then 9. That's what acai delivers, is like the perfect ratio of omegas. But yeah, that's
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah. So give it a shot if you can find any in your local area. That would be awesome. You blend it up with some cacao. It'll knock your socks off.
I will.
Yes.
You are a chocolate man. Well, you have a healthy nutrition, right?
Yeah, I try to eat healthy. I mean, I still eat pizza and pasta and all that stuff.
Garbage, all of that.
Yeah. But I try to, whatever I eat, I try to eat high quality, not low quality. So, how about you guys? What do you guys like to eat down in Colombia? What's like our good regional?
Oh, we have many. No, we have a lot of delicious food. We have beef. We have, meat. We have fishes. The fishes. I'm not a big fan of fish, but the seafood here is amazing. Well, our main protein are like meat, pork, chicken, and in the coast, they most of them eat fish, seafood.
Awesome.
We have also like plátanos. I guess you have them in the United States already. Avocados.
Oh, okay, nice.
Aguacates.
Yes.
The rice, it's like the main food in our traditional food culture here in Colombia.
Okay, do you guys do a lot of rice and beans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rice, beans, many of the, I don't know the name in English of other. We have lentils. Let me garbanzos también. Garbanzo in English.
Oh, garbanzo beans. Yeah, chickpea. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
chickpea.
We eat chickpea here too. Yeah, chickpeas are awesome.
It's very famous food if you eat them with some sausage, like a natural sausage.
Okay.
You cut it, put it inside, and it's delicious, man.
Wow.
And they are pretty healthy, of course.
Yes. That sounds amazing. Oh man. Was there anything else that you wanted to drop? Any other updates as far as like what we can expect next from Bordon to release?
Okay, the next update, I mean, the next release that we are going to launch for sure will be the Chelsea boots. But now people just can place their order because we know, we have the batch alive in our website for the new drop. So people can order the boots until May 19. That's it. I guess when we start to manufacture the Juanes boots, we are going to launch the Chelsea boots if we get the final design.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys are doing next. It's really exciting to watch you grow from doing the standard Tucano on the Goodyear welt and then progressing into stitch down welt.
Actually, the first one are Blake stitch, no?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry, they are Blake stitched. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
And I've never built a boot, so I still don't understand like the real difference between Blake and Goodyear welt. I've seen diagrams, but still, it's not enough for like.
That, for example, if you can see the one you have, for example, the stitch down. If you go and see inside of the boot, inside. Yeah. I mean, you don't see any stitches inside of the insole, right?
Right.
Because this is a stitch down boot. For example, Nick's Handmade, they make their boots in stitch down construction, but they also use Blake stitch. So if you get a pair of Nick's that you have there, you can see or feel the Blake stitches inside of the boot.
All right, I got the Nicks here.
Okay, great. So for example, these Nicks are stitched down too, right?
Yes.
Okay, it is. So as I know, Nicks makes the stitch down and they use Blake stitch.
Okay.
You can see the stitches inside of the insole. You can feel them.
Yes. Yeah, I can feel it.
You see a stitch inside of the insole, right? All over the insole, where your foot rest.
Mm-hmm.
You see a stitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a Blake stitch.
Okay.
If you see a pair of Goodyear welted that you have, behind you, mm-hmm. wherever, and if you see inside of the boot, mm-hmm. you don't see any stitches.
No, none.
You see?
Yeah.
On the leather, you don't see any stitch or fill.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing on the inside.
Exactly. But so that's the difference between the Blake stitch and the Goodyear welted.
Okay.
The Blake stitch the stitches go all the way from the soles to the insole.
Okay.
And the Goodyear welted don't have. There is no necessary to the stitches go from the outsole inside of the insole because the Goodyear lip it's inside of the shoe.
Okay.
So when they build the Goodyear welted shoes by machine, there is a big machine that start to put like a lip
Mhm.
all the way inside of the boot, then that will join together the outsoles and the midsoles.
Okay.
That's the difference. If you can see, our boots are stitched down. The second, I mean, for example, the Tucano one, the first one were plate stitch, and
Yes.
you can feel the same stitches as on the Nix ones.
Right. Okay.
And in
I'm
the second one,
yeah.
the black that you have, they don't have that stitch inside
Okay.
because we don't want to water penetration inside of the boot.
Yes.
There are many like constructions ways,
Yeah,
but
there
the
are.
main difference are these ones.
Okay. Yeah, it's so fascinating to pick it apart and to understand, to unpack it and really understand the mechanics and the nuances behind each build. I love it. That's so cool. Thank you for that insight. That was very helpful.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah, I have a lot better understanding now. Yeah, I could. So
Now you understand why Nix have these stitches inside.
yeah, I would have never even known. And there's no way the camera could even see in there that far, but it's right in the toe. You see like a U of stitching right
Exactly.
under, right in here. It's like a U of double row stitching. And so that's also the Blake welt. So
Mm-hmm.
it's both a stitch down and a Blake welt.
Yeah, Nix make their boots on Blake stitch. I mean, because maybe it's because they have to make a strong boot, and then they put the stitch down.
Okay.
And for the result, they just have to remove the rubber sole
Mm-hmm.
without touching the midsole. But it's just like an addition of the to the construction. It's not
Okay.
necessary.
Right. Not necessary, just
No.
overkill.
Yeah, that's why their boots are so built to last.
Overbuilt. That's what I'm
Exactly.
talking about. Yeah, good stuff.
You learned something today.
Yes, I did. I always learn when I talk to you, sir. Andres el maestro.
No, 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 no,
El
no, no,
maestro
not
de las botas.
no. No, but I love the way we make things. I love to make boots.
Yes, I can tell, and it shows in the end product, sir. It's a masterpiece, no doubt about that.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. They're very comfortable. They're very stylish. They're super easy wearing. And yeah, I love the materials. I love the party on the inside. I just in my recent conversation with Tate in Australia, he loves it too. He's like, yeah, that's his favorite part.
Yes. That line is beautiful.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Well, thank you so much, Dale.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir. It's been a real pleasure, a real honor always to talk to you. Let's do this again soon when we've got more updates to discuss.
For sure. We will.
Absolutely. All right,
Thank you
Andres.
so
Well,
much.
absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. You take care. And I look forward to seeing what you guys drop next.
Sure.
All right,
Take care,
brother.
you too. And thank you so much. See you soon.
Absolutely. Let's talk soon. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Alrighty. Bye bye.